Yes! Hey everyone, and welcome back to another brand new episode of The Completionist. So, the Nintendo Switch is finally here, and I know a lot of you guys are waiting with bated breath for my Breath of the Wild video. And just so I set the levels of expectations for you guys, I'm not doing Breath of the Wild yet. I'm going to be starting to do that in April for two reasons specifically. Now, one, I could have easily had my video ready to go as early as this week, but one, I want to take my time with it. I want to really sit there and enjoy the game for everything that I can. And two, I could have maybe missed a lot in this game given how massive it is. Miyamoto and Numa were right, and I want to honor them by doing this correctly as I can. So with that said, I'm actually enjoying the process of completing this game instead of putting myself in the usual pressure cooker of the show. And I hope you guys understand why I want to do that. You know, I want to enjoy the game as much as you guys are at home. Now, the second big reason is that there's been this thing haunting me for 2 years now. And that, my friends, is what today's video is about, Splatoon. Now, for those of you guys who are fans of Splatoon, I did a day one review of Splatoon, but I chose to only do the single player because at the time of review, the multiplayer wasn't completely fleshed out and ready to go yet. So, considering what we do here on the show, I moved on to other games, and I was casually playing Splatoon up until this past weekend when I finally completed my journey. It's also one of those situations where playing online games for achievements, trophies, or online recognition aren't really my jam, but I really do like Splatoon a lot, and a promise is a promise, and I've heard your comments. I get it. Guess what? Part 2 is here. I'm sorry. I was a little mad. This is part 2 of Splatoon. Splatoon 1, Part 2. You have to have watched my Part 1 video. Go. Splatoon at its core is a 4v4 online multiplayer shooter with a single player experience that's actually pretty solid. Wait a minute, I've already explained the plot presentation and general gameplay for Splatoon. In fact, this being a continuation video, I'm going to assume you've already watched my other video. Literally, part 2's in the title. Come on. So with that said, let's fast forward to the battle section. The heart and soul of the gameplay lives mostly online in the multiplayer clouds of Splatoon. In the single player, the point of each level was to find the hidden page and reach the end of the stage using ink. I personally feel that the single player was designed as a well fleshed out tutorial to get you up to speed with how to play the game. And once you've completed that aspect, you're ready to hop online and take on the challenge. Prepare for 4v4 online battles to the death. Or whatever, because they're kids and they're squids, but I don't think they die because they come back. It's not as gruesome, it's a Nintendo game. In the online mode, there are 4 types of matches you can play. 3 of them are ranked: Tower Control, Splat Zones, and Rainmaker, and 1 of them is just for casual play, Turf Wars. Now, when I reviewed the game 2 years ago, there was only 1 mode, and ranked battles weren't really operational back then. So obviously, I had a lot of catching up to do. Turf Wars is the most popular of the 3 modes, as it's the most easy to grasp, and it is the simplicity that is Splatoon. You've got 3 minutes to simply cover the entire map with as much ink as you can. This is where the bread and butter is, and everything you need to know about how to play the game is in this mode. All ranked battles are 5 minutes long unless otherwise fought into overtime. Tower Control is a combination of King of the Hill and Capture the Flag. You need to stand on top of a tower and stay there for as long as you can. The longer you're on it, the closer the tower goes to the goal. This mode is my favorite mode because it's so chaotic and the losing team can come back so easily. Depending on your skill, you can win a match in about 30 seconds. The chaotic battlefield of Splatoon is amplified in this mode, as everyone's trying their best to climb the tower and stay there. And yet everyone is saving their secondary weapons and their ultimate weapon blasts for the tower itself. It's like the kid embodiment of Duke Nukem killing people, except it's squids, not kids, and there's ink. So much ink. Splat Zones is all about controlling a specific point on the map with ink. The longer you maintain the specific area, the more points you get. The team that holds the area the longest wins the match. Like tower control, it is very overwhelming but super fun, especially when you're playing with friends. This mode's gameplay tends to feel super compelling, with matches tending to be very, very close. Rainmaker is essentially capture the flag, but everyone who has the flag is trying to kill everyone else. See, you have to grab the Rainmaker, which is a weapon that makes you move and shoot slowly. This weapon, while super awesome, makes the mode very challenging, especially because if you are the sole person holding it for too long, it'll explode. The team who brings the Rainmaker to the opposing team's base wins. This mode, in my opinion, is the most challenging, but I kind of dig it a lot. So with that in mind, each match, whether they be successful or not, will grant you experience points towards your overall level and coins. Your experience points allow you to not only level up, but grant you access to purchasing new gear from the many stores. Now, leveling your first 20 levels in Splatoon is pretty straightforward and fun, but when they introduced the game, they only had 20 levels, so they added an additional 30, and how you level up to get them changes quite dramatically. Level 1 through 20 is pretty self-explanatory: play the game, get points, and level up. However, 21 through 50 has an entirely different point system that has super diminishing returns. For example, if you lose a match, you'll only get 3 points, but if you win, you'll get 10 points. And as you level more and more, your point total increases to the moment where you'll have to get 500 points for one level. In order to get 500 points, we would need 50 matches in which the player has to win. But given the matchmaking system and the skill gap between casuals and the hardcore, you are more than likely going to have to play well over 50 matches. And that's just for one level. I've put a lot of goddamn time into playing this game just to hit level 50, but I wish level 50 was the only grinding aspect of the game. If desired, you could just play Turf Wars and have fun, but the extreme competitive play exists in the ranked modes, where you'll earn more experience and coins for each win. More specifically, you have a separate rank for ranked battles. The higher your rank, the more points you get. The rank is based on how many times you win and will pair you with players with the same rank. The rank system starts from C and goes to S. Now that journey in itself is very difficult for a few reasons. One, every time you lose, you risk the chance of not only losing points for your rank, but you risk going into a lower rank entirely. So you could be on an awesome winning streak and then boom, lose several matches in a row and go from an A to an A-. And let me just reiterate, people who play this game online are incredible. And I mean incredible. I got pretty damn good at this game, but I never transcended to the god tier of the players that is the community of Splatoon. I got my ass whipped. And as you get closer to leveling up in rank, you'll lose more points for every loss, meaning you need to win several matches in a row in order to get out of said rank. Thus far, as a completionist, completing Splatoon's multiplayer means getting level 50 as well as getting to S rank. But the craziness does not stop there. We are just getting started. Every time you level up your numeric level, you get access to new weapons, clothing, and accessories. Each piece of equipment comes with its own set of bonus abilities that, at the start, are basic. Run faster, hit harder, respond quicker, things like that. But as you level up your character, you'll realize that each piece of equipment also needs to be leveled up individually. In fact, each piece of equipment has 4 levels in which you must level them up. Each ability on each item is completely randomly generated, but fret not. If you want to re-roll your specific gear, you can go visit Spike in the back alley. Spike will either unlock an ability as if you are leveling up, or you can re-roll the entire gear. To the point, buying all the gear isn't cheap either. To the super point, completing Splatoon means I'm going to have to max out every single piece of thing in this game. A weapon, a hat, and clothing, which all need to be purchased with coins and then leveled up to cross the board. With regards to Spike, there used to be a mode that was a timed event that took place in Splatoon. It was called Splatfest. In Splatfest within Inkopolis, the town would be divided into 2 teams depending on individual interests. For instance, there was a Pokemon-themed one when there was Team Red versus Team Blue. There was cats versus dogs, past versus future, early birds versus night owls, and even Autobots versus Decepticons. Needless to say, this created a lot of intrigue for players all over the world, and how you contributed to your team is dependent on your wins. The team with the most matches won would be given an item called a Super Sea Snail, and depending on the matches won total, you could be given anywhere from 2 to 24 of these snails, and these snails are currency for Spike. That means free levels for equipment or re-rolls across the board. These timed events unfortunately no longer exist, but Nintendo wanted to give players the ability to still obtain them by winning 30 matches. So, every 30 matches, you acquire a snail. Yay! Surprisingly, we also have an Amiibo update. Or 5. They made 5 more Amiibo that, at the end of the day, kind of do nothing when compared to the first 3. First up are the color variants for the original 3 Splatoon Amiibo. And unfortunately, they all 3 do the exact same thing as before, literally. To the point where the game tells you, hey, you already did this, knock it off. Kind of weird, especially because I just put money towards this thing. And I feel like most people who would buy the Amiibo already bought them before. So now you have an extra set of Amiibo that does the exact same thing as the set you had previously. And what's kind of weirder is the Callie and Mari Amiibo. During Splatfests, the hub world would turn into night, and you can see Callie and Mari performing on stage. If you use either of their Amiibo, the hub world will turn from day to night again, and you can watch them perform their various songs. But it is kind of cool for you hardcore Callie Mari fans, which, believe you me, there are some hardcore Callie Mari fans. Before we wrap things up, amongst all the levelings and rankings across the board, I found out something that sums up my experience with Splatoon's massive online hell. When you are leveling between your ranks, you get scores like plus and minus. And I figured that if you get to the top score, which is S, you'd be done. I, in fact, was wrong. There actually is an S plus ranking, and ultimately, once you get to that ranking, you just quit and do nothing and are rewarded with nothing. In fact, everything across the board and maxing out and leveling up rewards you with nothing. The entire leveling process of Splatoon for ranks, levels, and equipment is tedious, frustrating, and upsetting to those who want to go for that completionist goal. But I understand that this multiplayer aspect of the game was not meant to be completed. It was meant for gamers to have an excellent time playing an online game. And leveling up just showed how good your skill was, with the gear just being what you preferred in order to succeed in leveling up. I know people will be upset with me with my view overall for this entire game, but I have to say, try doing what I did if you'd like. You'll realize things about yourself you never knew. In my playthrough of Splatoon's online multiplayer modes, there were 50 levels maxed out, 10 ranks painfully climbed to, maxing out to S plus rank, over 11,160 battle points earned, well over 1,500 matches played, 13,527 deaths, 60 Amiibo missions completed, 257 pieces of gear collected and maxed out, 276 hours of online play. That doesn't even include my single player experience. And a couple of performances from Callie and Mari that warmed my heart. Within the realm of Splatoon, there are a lot of things to do, but by the time you accomplish everything you set your heart out to do, you realize only hardcore online players who love this game so much will enjoy the game to the extent that I endured. As for me, I did have an awesome time, but I definitely lost my energy playing this game so much. Players who love competitive games will absolutely love Splatoon's online modes. But a completionist who isn't so much a competitive person of sport like myself would easily get burned out quick on Splatoon. Now, I know this episode was really weird considering it's an update to a video that I did about 2 years ago, and the show format has changed quite a bit since then, but I do want to be true to myself in what I do here, and that is complete games. Splatoon's online functions is a rough time for you to conquer, to get to the maximum level, get to S rank plus, to get every equipment maxed out across the board, and to play online in that capacity is a lot of stress. This game is designed to be played with friends, to be played when you want to play it, and to be played in a way where the competitive environment is what you're bringing to the table. And I think as a completionist, this game is not for you. So today we're going to do something a little bit different today. I am going to give the multiplayer section its own score and then update the previous score. So with that in mind, guys, Splatoon's online multiplayer gets my completionist rating of play it.
Play it!
Now, if we take both the single player and the online multiplayer together and make this one cohesive game, you have a beautiful piece of work here. I cannot remember the last time I put down my Wii U gamepad to play any other game when I was playing this game when it first came out. It is really innovative, it's something new for Nintendo, and with Splatoon 2 around the corner, I cannot wait to see what lies for us on the Switch. I really hope that an esports scene develops because this is the kind of game that I love to watch, but I'm really bad at playing, and I'd love to see other players get better at it and be the best that they are. So this isn't really an update to the score, but with that in mind, guys, I give Splatoon my final completionist rating of still finish it.
Finish it!
Before we sign off today, I just want to say thank you to you guys by giving back in a little giveaway contest for a Nintendo Switch with Breath of the Wild and a Nintendo Pro controller for the Switch. And it's all really easy to participate. Here's the cool thing. I know a lot of you guys at home are like, but I'm not in the US. Doesn't matter, I'm still gonna send you a Switch because the Switch is region free. So here we go. Here's how you do it. In order to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is click the Gleamio link in the description. It should be the top link you see there. Click that, and you're gonna see there's a bunch of ways to enter this giveaway. It's all super simple. In fact, most of you probably already have done it, so you're probably going to get a chance in to win. But if you haven't yet, here we go. All you have to do is make sure you subscribe to That One Video Gamer, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and like my Facebook page. And the more things you do, the more chances you have to win the Nintendo Switch. For example, if you subscribe to my Super Beard Bros channel, which is my Let's Play channel, and you follow that on Twitter, you actually have more chances to win the Switch. The more you do, the more chances you've got to win. This giveaway ends April 8th, and all of our data bots will check all of the verification stuff just to make sure you are a human. So all you gotta do is just fill out that thing, go in order, bam, 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 subscribe to everything, like everything, follow everything, and we really appreciate it. Guys, thank you for believing in what I do here. I know it seems weird, we just hit 700,000 subscribers, and things have been going super well. I'm so honored and humbled by all of your guys' support and respect. And I cannot wait. I'm finally happy to give something back to you guys. So here you go, a Nintendo Switch, The Legend of Zelda, and a Pro Controller just for you. That's all the time we have for today, guys. So please, as always, let me know what about today's episode somewhere on the internet. Like this video, leave a comment, and hey, click that subscribe button below. If you missed last week's video, give that a click as well right there. And yeah, now if you excuse me, I'm just gonna play the Switch. Oh. Oh, you thought there was a bit. No, I'm just gonna play. It's not my fault you're still here. I'm just telling the truth.